Myanmar, Laos and Cambodia. We have some very interesting panellists this afternoon, but I'm not going to take the spotlight away from Gwen, so if I could just introduce the moderator for this afternoon. Gwen Robinson was the Financial Times Regional Bureau Chief until June, and is now the new Senior Fellow at the Institute of International and Security Studies at Chulalongkorn University. And with that, I'll hand the stage over to you, Gwen. Thank you.
Thanks, Reen. Well pronounced. Hi, everybody. I'll just run very quickly through our panellists today and fill you in on who they are. To my immediate left is Kelvin Law, co-founder and CEO of NTC Asia, which is a holding company of Neocom ISP in Cambodia, operating domestic and international telecommunications services there. And next to him is Dr. Dhanann Subhadrabhanu, right? Executive Vice President of the Product Development Group of CAT Telecom, which probably needs no introduction in this country as it is the incumbent operator in Thailand. Next to him is Saisona Somapavon, who is Deputy Director General of Sky Telecom State Company in Laos, a new state-backed ISP in Laos, providing transmission services and cross-border connections. And next to him, last but most definitely not least, is Paul Crilly, who is a senior consultant based in Yangon for Yatanapon Teleport, Myanmar's state-backed ISP, and a veteran of Myanmar for the last 16 years. So I'm sure he's got some insight into what has been happening there for the last couple of years. So without further ado, I think we'll launch into a series of very short presentations and then go into a discussion. I think each of our panellists have prepared a quick overview on the issues they're dealing with in their particular markets. So, Paul, we may begin with you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Gwen, for the introduction, and thank you to Capacity for giving me the opportunity to speak today. My name is Paul Crilly. I'm a consultant at Yatanapon Teleport. I've been there for 16 years. Today I'm going to do a very brief presentation to set the scene for the questions that we're going to have during the panel discussion. Basically set the context of Myanmar. I'll skip through this, we've only got 5 minutes. So a little bit about Myanmar. You obviously know where it is. Hopefully I can explain a few things maybe you don't know. It's a relatively large country by population. It's the 24th largest populated country in the world. It borders 5 countries. Specifically India, China and Southeast Asia. Internally in Myanmar it's quite diverse. As you can see here, there's actually 15 different regions, 8 central regions and 7 states. There's 7 main ethnic groups, but 135 ethnic groups is in the whole country. The colours on the map here are actually the distribution of the various ethnic groups and main ethnic groups in the country. So it's quite diverse. The largest ethnic group, the Bama, is pretty much in the central flatlands. So 60 to 65% of the population is located in these areas. And this is flat, relatively flat. Around these areas, it's very mountainous and it's very challenging. So from a telecom point of view, this is a very challenging areas. So very recently, Myanmar has had multi-party elections. There's a new government since 2010. They want to develop the country rapidly. Now, Myanmar has had an interesting history since it gained independence from the UK in the British in 1947. There's been a lot of ethnic tensions, so the country is a little bit unstable. The government's #1 priority is to stabilise the country. Now, to have a stable country, you also need economic development. And it's not economic development in one area, it's economic development in all areas, specifically in the periphery and the ethnic states. They need to have the economic development as well. So why is that important? We have been offered licenses, the international operators and the local operators, to develop telecom, because telecom and IT is fundamental for economic development. So we can't lose sight of what the government reason for giving licenses are. So this year, the government has, they've identified the need to develop the telecom sector. So they can't do it alone. So they went through a tender process, as you've heard earlier on, and offered 2 foreign companies 2 licenses. One is Telenor, one is Ooredoo. Domestic incumbent carrier, MPT, they will get the 3rd license, and Yadanabong Teleport is slated to have the 4th license. You know, the challenges in the country, we have an infrastructure, but it's very limited. So we pretty much need to build out all of the infrastructure in the country. So that's a huge cost, and it's a huge challenge. If we look at the countries, the adjacent countries that are in Myanmar, we see that the ARPUs are very low. So we've got to assume that our ARPUs are going to be very low as well. So what does that say? It basically says there's not a very strong business case for every operator to duplicate their infrastructure. So there needs to be some form of shared infrastructure. And that's where I believe the regulator needs to be taking a firm stance. We've got to do this correctly. We don't want to go to the Cambodia model where everybody, the competition basically built their own networks and now everyone is hemorrhaging cash and not making any profit. Oh, sorry. So there's 4 licenses, integrated licenses. These are mobile, but that's not the end of the story. There will be other licenses, ISP licenses, that will be issued. There will be infrastructure licenses. It could be telecom towers, backbone, and international gateways. So there will be a whole license process going forward in the next year, next few years. Realistically, with a $2, $3 ARPU in the rural areas, I think we're looking at 2 main technologies. Whatever the standard mobile technology would be, 2G, 3G, together with Wi-Fi. I don't think we're going to see a lot of fibre to the home in rural areas anytime soon. So, but there will be areas, in some places in Myanmar, they're very wealthy people, so there will be areas, small niche markets available for these high capacity services. We've heard this week that a lot of the data is in the edge of the network, and there's a need for distributed data centres. There's literally no data centres distributed in Myanmar, so that's a potential market for foreign investors if they're interested. Satellite technologies. Satellite technologies for telephony has always been a challenge in rural areas. It didn't really make business sense. Rural broadband using satellite technology is just, in my opinion, is just not going to happen. The costs are just too expensive. So if you're coming to Myanmar to do business, and it's probably like every other country in the world, you really got to know your market, you know the topology, you know the challenges, and choose a technology that's actually going to satisfy your customer. If you don't do that, then you'll face the consequences. International connectivity. Currently we've got about 15 to 20 gigabits. If we want to hit the government target of 30 million subscribers in 2 or 3 years, which Whether it's realistic or not, I'm not sure. You can see that we have a massive growth required in international bandwidth. Currently we have cross-border fibres into China, Thailand, India, and CMUV3, which is pretty unreliable. So we really need to get a lot more capacity, a lot of diversity, more subsea cables. From an operator point of view, what should we be doing, or what should the operators be doing? We have to go to the mass market. That's the $2 ARPU. We need to get there. To do that, we have to provide full coverage, so there needs to be infrastructure sharing. Low cost, zero config. You know, there's a lot of people who have never even used a phone, so it's got to be extremely simple. We've got to bring services that actually people can use and are of value to them. You know, 4G services for the farmer in a rural area might sound fantastic, but it's of no use to him. So these are the 4 key points. In Myanmar, we need to build the infrastructure quickly, so we've got to share it. We may even need to consider sharing the network as well. If we want to go to rural areas, we've got to engage with the rural communities, get them involved. And if we want to secure the customers, we've got to give them services, personalization, localization. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Paul. Now, next we'll have Kelvin from NTC. You could he'll look at Cambodia. And after that, we have Dr. Daman and say something.
So, good afternoon. I think it's a good afternoon, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, and telecom colleagues. I'm very pleased to have representing Cambodia and my company to have a presentation. I will be focusing on our company position as a fixed network provider to see the market and how we capture the business growth and the business model that we are capturing in this region for the telecom market. So we talk about my company and also the Cambodian market, and then how is existing the Cambodian market traffic flows, mainly international, and also the region, and then how we are anticipate in this growth. So NTC is a company, is privately owned, and we own the fiber network and also operation DWDM equipment along the whole Cambodia and extension to the neighbor country. So in Cambodia, so the population is around 15 million, and the growth rate is around 1.1%, and the GPT is growing more than 40%, according to the World Bank record. So when you go there, you see the big change every year. Okay, buildings, high-rise is coming. And talking about the competition, I think this is the most competitive market in the world, in this region. Nowadays, they have 9 mobile operators operating, and the licensee for the cross-border is 5, and we are one of it. And there's some of the licensee who don't have the license, but still doing the international business. And mobile penetration rate is nowadays is around, according to the record, is around 40%, but I think that nowadays more than 180% for the population. And ISP is an active one, is more than 20. But the broadband, the number of connections, whether it's a fiber or ADSL, is around 18,000. So you see the competition is key. The data center, I don't see any TFE or plus data center in Cambodia yet. And but you will see a TFE plus data center very soon in our office early next year. So you can see that this is a norm in Cambodia. So most of the traffic have to go through Vietnam, and then either Vietnam go out or go to Hong Kong. This is a major traffic route, and the traffic may be going from Vietnam and come back to Singapore for the European traffic. And because at the time when we are establishing our network, the original traffic is not that great. So we have aggregating the traffic from Thailand to have a bigger aggregation of a plan B, and then have a cost-effective means to go outside to get the accommodation in a better position. The reason that we can have this kind of connection is Thailand, other than the incumbent CAT, don't have other cable landing station there. And all the traffic is going through south, going through Malaysia and then come to Singapore. Okay, so from Thailand go to Cambodia and then out to Hong Kong is one of the alternative and one of the shortest route at this moment, right now. And we are tapped onto this traffic flow to build our business model and business development. So we are establishing a fiber connection domestically in Cambodia and connecting to Thailand and also Vietnam and come back to Hong Kong to get all the traffic with the cost-effective economical scale and with a good redundancy, with the shortest latency figure. From pop to pop is only 36.5 milliseconds. If the Thailand traffic going through Singapore and then go to US, the round trip delay may be over 300 milliseconds. With this route, you can save up 100 milliseconds round trip from Thailand to US. Okay, and other than that, we are building a single platform, all deploying the same DWDM equipment and also the SH equipment, so that we can have a very good management and a quick implementation time frame to compete with the market. So all the circuit is fully redundant. This is our planning, and this is already up and running. So domestically, we have to build a network to cover our network. This is a major city around the lake. So we have 3 interconnection with the Vietnam carrier for diversity purpose, and 2 with the Thailand carrier to provide the fully redundant. And on one hand, to capture the international business. On the other hand, we will capture the local business from all the mobile operators and major corporations in Cambodia. So this is our plan, other than capturing the international business, and this is our network to expansion in next year. So I hope that we can share more information during our panelists to talk about the Cambodia market. Okay, I think that's it.
Thanks very much, Calvin. And next up we have Dr. Dana, who is going to tell us a bit more about the view from Thailand and CAT Telecom's operations and plans in the region.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna give you like a brief information on our company and the competitive landscape of the telecommunication industry in Thailand. So as you may know, Thailand at this moment we have quite firm regulation. We have the strong regulatory body, and we just have an auction of the 3G license and already rolled out in Thailand. So, and also our regulators, we issue more than 100 licenses already. Okay. And the competitive landscape in Thailand, we start from in the old days. There are only two incumbent operators in which CAT and TOT. And our organization owned by the Ministry of Finance 400%. And then several years before, we have our regulators, and we liberalized the telecommunication industry in the country, and we start giving the license to the private operators. But before we set up the regulators, CAT and TOT, we gave out the concession to basically three largest mobile operators in Thailand, in which TOT gave concession to LAOS, and CAT have to move the Tan EPC. A little bit about my company. So we have main core business, full core business, which is voice. We operate, we are the first one to offer international telecommunication service and also data communication in Thailand. And our largest portfolio previously is international call, international phone, IDD, okay, which is 001 and 009 code. And we are also the first one to be an ISP in Thailand. And we have a strong foundation and facilities in the international facilities, including the submarine cable system. We have, at this moment, we have 4 active submarine cable systems, and also 3 earth stations, satellite earth stations, and 4 landing cable stations. We start our business in the IT products a couple of years ago to expand our portfolios. And at this moment, we have a revenue of that part, almost like 500 million baht a year. We have a wireless service. Maybe a lot of people know that the CAP also provide a mobile service. We actually start this service almost 20 years, since the analog age of the AMPS 800. Okay? And at this moment, what we're focusing on the wireless business is we do the wholesale service to many operators, with the largest one is a True Edge. And we also have our retail space in this business as well. So this is our product portfolio in the data communication. The main, the heart of this service is previously we are focusing on the IIG and NICS, which is the International Internet Gateway. We started from that. And then from now on, we focusing more on the retail business in the space of both enterprise and also residential, or data communication, and also the broadband, internet broadband. This is our retail internet services. So we have quite couple of product portfolio here, and also we also offer the neutral internet data centers for all the carrier to use. This is our domestic network. As I told you that we start from the international business and also the data communication. So we start from the connectivity outside of Thailand. Several years ago, we started moving toward the domestic business, and we started roll out the fiber optics nationwide. And at this moment, we have more than 20K kilometers of optical fiber cable be connected connecting to all the provinces and also sub-provinces. And we have a plan to go furthermore in all the small area, small sub-province area in every district. And all the connectivity that we have, including SDS, many technologies, DWDM, ASON, and also we have a very strong IP core network in which we have already upgraded to 100 gigabit per second nationwide. This is our international transmission network. And I said that we have 4 active submarine cables at this moment. We have a new coming, which is an APG, which is going to be ready to use on 2015. So the total capacity that we have at this moment is quite a lot. Our internet gateway at this moment consumes about 200 gigabit per second. And we forecast that in the next year, it's going to go up to almost 400 gigabit per second, in which at this point, the total capacity of Thailand is about 500 gigabit per second. So you can see that our international transmission will go to all the continents of the world. This is our future focus, investment plan and some projects. So we are now have a plan to focus more on the enterprise portfolio and also the residential portfolio. So we are heavily investing in expanding our last mile network at this point. So we have a target of expansion. Expanding the FTTX technology to 1 million port in the next 3 years. And also our last mile in the mobile business. At this point, we have more than 13,000 base stations for 3G, which is the largest 3G network in Thailand. We do the wholesale service to Move Edge, and also we do our retail service under the brand MYANMAR. We also expand the Wi-Fi hotspot based on the policy from the Ministry of ICT, in which we have to roll out not less than 50,000 hotspots within next year, and it's going to be more and more in the years and the subsequent years. We also have planned to offer the Wi-Fi roaming with some other operators abroad. And also, we are exploring the opportunity to roll out the 4G network and consider in going to bid the 1,800 megahertz, which is going to announce, I think, next year. And then I said that we have an IP core network of 100 gigabit per second nationwide, and also the submarine cable system, the APG, which is going to start the service on 2015. And based on the policy from the MICT, they want CAT and TOT to leverage all infrastructure that we already invested. So basically, they plan to spin off some company which taking care of the infrastructure, like a tower company and also the fiber company. So based on this policy, you can see that the new operators can come and also